Hello everyone and welcome along to Picko's Pitwalk. Look at this, the camera's work, all my equipment is working for now. I've carried it all the way over from the media centre, which is that far building behind those three trees. It's a blimmin' long way away. It's like, I didn't want to bring it over for everything to break. So yeah, I'm just going to zigzag because I'll be honest, at this point I really can't be bothered to do this in order. I just want this to be done and go back inside because it's like I said yesterday, it's still quite warm. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see me. I can't really see me, so that's a good start. Right, let's get on with this then. For this speed run of Picko's Pitwalk, let's talk about Nissan. Fenestraz was on pole for the second part of the race. Obviously, we'll go into details and stuff when we get to it. Yeah, unfortunate for Fenestraz. Basically, they miscalculated the lap, so he was 1 lap short, and so he had to do a lot of saving and could only manage to be 10 at the end. Norman Nato did take part in the second race, even though he wasn't included on the starting lineup. So, died for him. He finished 8th, which has been promoted to 7th place. So, fantastic job for Norman. I'll go through why afterwards. Mahindra, that's behind me. Degrassi was involved in that accident. Merry got his best result, 12th, sorry. So yeah, that's the best result for him as the Porsche lot fire up the music. So yeah, good job from Roberto for today. Right, Neo, we are whittling through these very quickly. So who says camera got points, which is the first time I think since India. I want to say that it was the first time he got points. But he knows that, he got points basically out of the crash that happened today. It's not how he wants to get points, but that's what's happened, so kudos to him. Right, spin it around the other way and talk about Porsche, who today, Verline had a roller coaster race basically. He was up there at the start and then fell back through damage and then thankfully was saved by the safety car and then by the red flag, because they were different things today. And so yeah, good job. Good job to finish 7th. However, he got the 5 second penalty, sorry, which drops him to 9th for speeding underneath the red flag. So that's unfortunate. And Antonio Felix da Costa, yeah, he got mixed up in that accident. Right. DS Penske, yeah, naughty boy Jean-Eric Verne. I say that because he got a suspended fine for saying that the stewards aren't very good in Portland. So he got to 5th today. It could have been 4th, but Jake Dennis just held on to that. So well done to Jake. Stop his bad season. He's just had bad luck this season. He's only had 1 top 5 finish. Think about the amount of top 5 finishes he had last year. And this year, it just hasn't been the one for him, which is a shame. Right, we'll move on to Andretti, and it's a case of what could have been for Jake Dennis. Deja vu, really, because the same thing has happened last year. They miscalculated the laps. So yeah, Jake Dennis could have been on the podium today. Would it have been a win? Not sure. And he hung on for 4th for dear life, really, at the end of that race. Andre missed everything today, really. He crashed and caused a safety car on in the early stages, and that was him done even before the red flag flew. Right, Apt. So today for Apt, it was 6th place for Nico Muller, which is absolutely fantastic for the team. Obviously helped by everything that happened. But yeah, which included his teammate Robin Freund. But yeah, that's fantastic points for the team, and yeah, they can really make amends with that. Envision, Nick Cassidy, 2nd place, good job for him. Sebastian Buemi also involved in that accident. Nick could have got through to the duels, however, it was Jake Hughes' accident at the end of qualifying that meant that he couldn't go, and the rest of it, and everyone else, couldn't go for that second run in qualifying Group B. Right, Jaguar. The winners today, there's something about this track and Jack. They are absolutely phenomenal. Mitch Evans, another win here. 3 in a row, 4th win in Rome. Yeah, it's just something about him. And I have said that he should have a dip in the fountain that's just behind the thing. Because yesterday he was, I'm not sure if you saw in the presser, but he was very unhappy that ice baths weren't a thing. And honestly, I think it's a regional thing. It's not Italy. It's a regional thing because I was looking on Instagram and this weekend the World Superbikes are up at Imola, and they had ice baths. I saw Andrea Locatelli in one. So I think it might just be a regional thing in Rome. You can't have them, and if you look on, I think it's E-Formal D or Toby or something, or whatever they posted a picture of Apt's paddling pool all covered up, which was unfortunate. But yeah, Sam. Unfortunately, he was the one that instigated the big old crash that caused the red flag, and I just want to commend Scott Elkins for being so quick on the button to stop that race, because it was very, very quick and absolutely the right call. That was horrendous. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Formula E crash I've ever seen. So yeah. Just thankful that everyone's okay, really. And I spoke to Sam, and he was he wasn't very happy. Basically, he thinks that that bit of the circuit needs to be resurfaced before we come back next April, because it's one of the quickest corners in Formula E, and it's been and there's a massive bump in it, and that's not the first time that we've had an accident there. Nick de Vries had an accident there in Season 7 when he collected his teammate and a few other drivers in that. That wasn't as big as today's, but it's still quite big. Also in Season 7 there was a practice crash there with Oliver Turvey, but today there was another accident, and we'll get onto that when we get to that team. But Maserati, the home team, and actually, look at this. Can you see it? That's Max Gunter's car. That came third. This is probably the closest that I'm ever going to get to a Formula E. It hasn't got a front wing on, but it's probably the closest that I'm going to get to a Gen 3 Formula E car. There's some foot marks on the side of the thing. Someone's had a little jump on it. It weren't me, honest. But yeah, you won't be able to see it, but the trophy's in the back of in the garage. Yeah, fantastic result for Max. He is on a roll. It does make you think what could have been if those first few races didn't happen. Because he didn't score a point until the second race. It was the second race in Berlin or first race in Berlin. But yeah, he didn't score a point up until that point. Since then, he has been on fire. So yeah, it's a shame, because it really is what could have been. Edo, he kind of had nowhere to go, really, because that corner is blind, and when he came round, Sam was just there. And so, yeah, he had a big old shot. And honestly, I found it quite similar to the one that he had in Berlin when he crashed into Evans in that last race in season 7. Yeah, because it was the one that every man and his dog was in the title fight. Anyways, then we moved to McLaren, and it's a very sorry day for them as well. Jake Hughes had the accident in qualifying over that same bump that Sam Bird hit. That's why we're starting to get these, maybe we need to resurface parts of this track, and that's understandable. And he couldn't take part in the race, partly because of the damage, but also because so they're supplied by Nissan, and they have each manufacturer shares parts with its customer team to save freight costs and everything like that. So when Natto crashed during FP1 last night, they used some of the parts that McLaren needed for today for Jake Hughes, meaning that they couldn't get the car fixed for the race, which makes me seriously concerned about how many of these 22 drivers are actually going to be on the grid tomorrow, considering we lost six cars in that accident, and then obviously Hughesy didn't even take the start. So yeah, who knows? And hopefully there'll be enough car parts. I don't want to dwell on it too long, but that is Edo Mortara's car, and it's literally just like a bare skin. That's all I'm going to show you, just because for lack of things. Now, I think that's the new tub. That's the new tub that they're working on, because there's another car that's in Max Gunter's side of the garage. Then obviously you've got the Max Gunter car that I just showed you there. So that's probably the new tub that they're working on for tomorrow. Who do they share parts with? The 2DSs. The 2DSs didn't have an accident. So, they're all good. We will see what happens tomorrow. And actually, I'm going to leave you with the winner of the Rome E-Prix. Congratulations, Mick Sevens. See you tomorrow.